Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again. I'm a little under the weather, so excuse my voice. Either that or my beard is starting to come in so thick, it's making me sound more manly. You can be the judge of that. But to get to today's video, what I want to talk about is my favorite powerlifting shoe of all time, which was the Reebok CrossFit Lite TRs, which are now known as the Reebok Power Lite Mids or Power Mid Lights. It's hard to keep track, but you guys know what shoes I'm talking about because I've made several videos on them over the course of the past 5 years. So I can't believe it's been 5 years since I made my original video on them. And they're a great shoe, and I think a lot of you out there will agree with me. But they didn't do so well in their initial release. In fact, I made a video talking about why I thought they failed. I'll link that in the description box and at the end of this video. But the basics of that were that, number one, they had way too much CrossFit branding, and they were trying to appeal to a powerlifting crowd. Number two, the price on the shoe were too high at around $90, and their main competitor being Chuck Taylor's for the most part are a lot less expensive, so many people didn't want to go that route. And lastly, just the design choices that Reebok chose with them. Most of them were very fugly, which led many people to not want them, which in some way was good for us that knew the shoe and didn't care what they looked like because we ended up finding a bunch of pair on the discount rack. Now that being said, I thought everything was kind of done and the shoe had died, but we got word a couple years after that they were coming back. So there's a lot of excitement around the shoe until we actually saw the leaked pics, because even though they were managing to kind of decrease the CrossFit badging on them, they didn't decrease the ugliness of the shoe. The shoe was still very ugly in my mind, which again, a lot of people can live with, but my last hope was holding out for maybe a price drop instead. And that didn't happen either. So when the shoe was finally released, it was kind of a pain in the ass because it was released in store only. Yeah, that's right. Not online or in stores, plural, in store only, meaning you could only buy it if you were at Super Training Gym attending a seminar, and they were $100 at the time. So overpriced in my opinion, ugly, and I couldn't even get access to them. I had to pass on that deal. Eventually though, they did take some of their extra stock and put them online for $120 each. But I think I was a little bitter about the whole deal, and I didn't want to spend $120 on these shoes because I still had a couple of pairs left, and I just didn't want to spend that money. So I passed, but many people didn't. They sold out extremely quick. In fact, many people just turned right around and tried to sell them on eBay for even more, because if you know about these shoes and how popular they are, you can go on eBay right now and buy people's used pairs for even more than the shoes cost initially. So there is a very high demand for these type of shoes. So that was kind of disappointing, but Reebok eventually did release them online as well. I can't recall if at the time they were $90 or $100, but the price definitely didn't change. The design hadn't changed from the prototype version. And again, I decided to pass, but they sold out in the span of a couple of hours. So again, very high demand for these shoes. You would think Reebok would start to kind of take a clue here and know how much people love these shoes and really give people what they want. But again, I was kind of awash of the situation and I was over it, so to say. That is until I recently saw some pictures of a new version of the shoe that as many reviews as possible put on his Instagram page, which if you don't follow him, I'll link him there, and his YouTube channel as well. But he does pretty much every kind of shoe review on CrossFit-ish type training and weightlifting training shoes that you can imagine, so he's a great source of information. That being said, he also oftentimes posts deals on shoes, so he's a good person to follow if you want to get that. So he posted these pictures of a newer colorway of these shoes, which was a black body with a gum sole. Now, I'm not a big fan of gum-soled shoes, but the body being mostly black or appearing to be mostly black, this was very appealing to me because it looked more like a simple shoe. He also had a deal where you could get it for something around $70 using some discount code. So I decided I was going to pull the trigger. So I jumped online to do that. I put my size in my cart and I went to order it. But for some reason, Reebok didn't have the pricing worked out where you couldn't actually buy the shoe for like a week it ended up being, which was, again, really annoying on my part and their part, because the shoe says it's available, it says it's in stock, but you can't actually buy it. And Reebok customer service was no help here as well. So basically I had to keep checking back each day until I could finally buy the shoe, which, like I said, took roughly around a week. So I was really excited to get these in. As I mentioned, they were mostly one solid singular color. The sole wasn't perfect, but I thought it was a good deal, and I ended up paying like $75 when it was all said and done, which I think is a perfect price for these shoes, until I again saw some pictures posted by as many reviews possible. So not only does he post pictures of shoes and deals like that, he oftentimes will repost people who use his deals kind of as saying like a thank you or see what people got. And I was shocked to see someone unbox these shoes and open them up, and there were the gum soles, but the body itself was the body of the prototype and the previously released version, which I thought looked like a zebra pattern. So this was really kind of shocking to me because I was like, whoa, this is not what the stock pictures looked like at all. This has to be a mistake. What's going on? So I messaged him and asked him, and he said, you know what? I too thought it looked kind of funky. I'll take a look when I get home and compare the stock picture to the picture that I got, and I'll post a picture, which he did. And I was really hoping in the back of my mind that maybe this was kind of just a mix-up. And I say that because if you went on Reebok's site shortly after I ordered, they actually pulled the shoe off the site completely. So not even a page saying it's out of stock. You can't find the shoe on their site at all. So I was thinking that maybe a few pairs got out where it was one design, but they had a different picture, so they didn't want to get in trouble, so they took it down. And I really had my fingers crossed that I was going to get the shoe that I ordered. And I say that, and I'm here in my basement today filming a video because I got the Reebok Power Mid Lights or Power Light Mids Madagascar edition. This zebra stripe is real, my friends. And it's not so much that the design is ugly, which I think it is. I think it's something that I could deal with. But the stock pictures are so dramatically different. Even when you compare the stock pictures to the original shoe, it's not the same pattern. So something is up. I contacted Reebok customer support and they were at no help whatsoever. They basically asked if I had a Reebok store near me so I could go in and exchange them for a right pair. And I tried to explain, it was like, this is the right pair. This is what came. This is the shoe I ordered. This is the one that everyone is getting. Because there are several people who have posted shoes like this and saying, yeah, mine showed up like this too. And the person that I spoke with, Javon, told me that, oh, this is the first time they heard of this issue with this shoe. And I informed Javon, this is the first time this shoe has been released. And literally it was only available to order as of 3 or 4 days ago, and it's no longer on the site. So he was no help whatsoever. So here I am with the Power Light Mid Madagascar edition. Now I think I still am going to keep these because I did get a good price on them, and I think over time I'll kind of grow to accept them. But it's just another example of Reebok really dropping the ball on this for a shoe that's so popular, that sells out so quickly, is in so high demand, is so highly regarded. You can't get it right. A little bit of me is, actually not a little bit, a lot of me is kind of pissed off at them a little bit for the bait and switch. It is what it is, but that's Reebok for you. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Would you be pissed? Would you keep the shoes? Most people probably won't care. I don't care either, but it's worth a video, I thought. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.